मैम स्टार्ट करने से पहले इसमें आपने 28 क्वेश्चंस 27 क्वेश्चंस दे रखे हैं, ये सारे 27 क्वेश्चंस पूछने पड़ेंगे या इसमें से कुछ कम?
All.
ऑलराइट.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to JAHAN-E, and today is Saturday. We are here with a special show, the Purple Book, a quiz show for the whole family. And I hope that the children are ready for this and they are excited and waiting. I have Mr. Yasir Malik with me, who has joined me from UK. How are you, Yasir Malik?
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you again for inviting me. I'm good, and you have selected a very nice topic for today, Animal Kingdom, and I think there will be a lot that will be interesting in the questions. There will be a lot that students will come up with, so I just have to look forward to what their answers are. So yeah, I'm again excited like ever.
So, Yasir, before we start our quiz today, you know, yesterday there was a program, the Winnie teacher program, and a student teacher was with me, and she was trying her level best to just treat me as a student. And but luckily I had two soldiers with me, so both of them have helped me out, and in this way I saved myself. So there, one of the soldiers asked me the question that which letter is the most dangerous letter. So afterwards he told me that it's W. W is most dangerous. So
Why
I
so?
want to ask, W is most dangerous because all the questions start with W. Who,
Ah,
what, where, how. So for that
exactly.
reason, W is the most dangerous. So I have a question for them today, that which letter is the coolest letter?
Yeah,
Can you
that's a
guess?
homework that um, I think it would be. I can think of a punctuation mark. The
Okay.
full stop is the coolest punctuation mark, because if you have something to put an end to in a sentence, maybe you have something to say. So, you put the dot, you put the full stop, and the job is done.
If the children know the answer, they can write in the chat box. Oh, I can see somebody has written. Yes, B is the coolest. Correct, correct answer.
Yeah.
Because B always remains between AC.
Yes.
So B is always with AC. That's why B is the coolest one. So
That's a lovely brain teaser. It's right in the morning for me. Yeah.
okay, so Yasir, first I request you to just explain a few things about Animal Kingdom so that we can start our quiz later on.
Yes, ma'am. As all of them must be knowing that we started this new series by discussing a little about space earlier, and then we went and dived into the depths of the ocean, and now we have come back finally on the land. But when you come on the land, well, there is quite a lot of diversity of life that you see around. And in terms of animals, which form what is called the zoophilia, which is the kingdom of the animals. Zoo literally stands for animal. And as a result, that's why we go to a zoological park when we have to see animals. But, as much as there is this diversity of animals on land, under the sea, or, in the air, there is also sometimes a need to actually classify these animals into some sort of categories. And that's where, we call animals by different family names or by different categorical names. Like we call some animals mammals, while those animals which fly up in the air, we simply call them birds. Or those animals which swim underwater, we call fishes. Or those animals which crawl on the land, we call insects or worms. you know but there are other categories of animals besides it. And what are those features of these animals that we so simply call mammals or fishes? There is something, a mammal we generally don't take to be similar as fish or an amphibian, whereas a reptile is something which is dissimilar to birds. So it's just important to know what these categories and what these defining features of these animals are. Um, So mammals are basically, so again, within that category of animals, there are basically two kinds of animals that come about. One are vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are the animals which have sort of a backbone running through them. Okay. And invertebrates are the animals which don't have a backbone, which are spongy in nature, or, which do not have bones, like worms or sometimes insects. So mammals are in the category of vertebrates, and they have a brain, they have middle ear, they have, they give live birth to animals, to their young ones, and there are many different other kinds of animals, and they can vary widely. For example, tiger, lion, all these are mammals. So is blue whale, because it gives live birth. And then there are birds, which is a collection of animals which are warm blooded. And these warm blooded animals basically are the ones which regulate the blood flow inside their body so as to maintain the temperature of their body. We are also warm blooded uh, animals in a way. And and you can see that today I'm wearing this jacket because it has suddenly turned cold, and I was sipping this coffee a little earlier, just so that my body remains warm enough to interact with you, and I mean my body is able to maintain the temperature. And then there are reptiles. Basically, reptiles, what they have four limbs, and that's why they are called tetrapods. And they basically crawl on the land or on the walls or on the trees. And one of the standard animals that comes to our mind when we think of reptiles is a lizard. Okay. And sometimes it's a crocodile which comes to our mind when we talk about reptiles. Okay. And then there are amphibians, and amphibians are a category. So now from land, we talked about birds, we talked about mammals, we talked about reptiles, and now we are suddenly moving towards water. But before going directly into a water body or deep inside the sea, we have to encounter lands that live on both, somehow on land, and some spend a little time in water. And these are basically animals which are called as amphibians. And these are cold blooded, they have four limbs, and they are vertebrates. And they live in different kind of habitats. So, for example, frog also lives on land, frog also lives in water. It divides its time. Okay. Uh, but then when we go inside a water body, when we go inside a pond, when we go inside a sea, what we find are fishes all over. And these fishes are basically very different kind of animals. I mean, they come in various varieties, but they have most of these fishes, all of these fishes, in fact, they have a middle bone running through their body, and that's why they are classed into the category of vertebrates. And then, of course, we all know that there are some animals called insects. Insects are, small animals which have various limbs, and most of them have six limbs. Instead of four, they have six limbs. So, you could see a ladybird in the garden, that's an insect. Or you could see a mantis, that's an insect, or a mosquito, those are insects. But besides insect, you might also be knowing that there are some mollusks and sponges in the animals, and these sponges are basically mollusks. You can think of something like snail, which have a hard outer shell and a soft interior undercarriage, and they remain like that. So they are a very different category of animals. And finally, the animals class that I want to actually talk to you about was rat nets, the spiders, those which have 8 legs. Uh, they are basically in the class of arachnids. These arachnids are basically those which are not insect, though we call them, but they are different category. And similarly, there is and again a class called echinoderms, and these echinoderms are the animals which maintain a very clear symmetry. It means if you cut them through the middle, it will be a mirror image, like starfish, which has a very clear, defined symmetry about it. If you cut it in the middle, it's like it's a mirror image of the two. So just basically, these are the types of the animal classes that I mean, in general, there are various other animal classes within these classes. But if you keep in mind these six types of animals, you would see the world that you see with more interest. You know, it's just not an animal that will come to your mind when you go to a zoo. You'll also think whether it's an amphibian or a mammal. Okay, if or whether it's a reptile, or whether you go and you find that, well, if it's a reptile, what kind of a, would it be warm-blooded, would it be cold-blooded, would it have four legs, or would it have six legs, and that is when the world outside becomes a lot more interesting to see, a lot more interesting to observe, and it is fascinating. Yeah, these animals have um, senses that we humans do not. Some you guys must be knowing very well that dogs have a sense of smell much stronger than humans, and similarly bats, they can listen to frequencies much higher than sound frequencies much higher than we humans can, and flies and spiders, they have compound eyes. So like instead of two eyes, they have 200 eyes, and each of these actually take different pictures and integrate it and then see. So we have a lot to learn from, and comes to the question of skin and feel. The chameleon, you must be knowing, changes its color. It has a habit of, it has a tendency to adapt and to camouflage into the surroundings that it lives in. So it's the diverse nature of the animals that if we try exploring, there is a lot that we can know about ourselves. And that is what I'll leave you with for today, as a thought to explore the animal kingdom so as to know more about yourself finally. Now I think we'll turn to quiz. So ma'am, I think
Well done. It was really very informative session, and you have given all the informations about the animal. I think today everybody is going to get 100 out of 100.
I am pretty sure about it. Of course, they always do, but it is just about seeing who has listened to these things. And I
Okay,
think
so
if they have listened to it carefully, there is a lot that they'll be able to do, isn't it?
Yasir, today we have made one more change. Let me inform you,
Mhm.
because it was observed that many children are in the junior group.
Right.
Junior group is up to grade 6, and hardly we have few students in the senior group, and
Mhm.
always junior has the issue with the difficulty level of the questions. So
Right.
today we have made one common questionnaire for everyone.
That is
So if
brilliant, ma'am. That is brilliant. That I'd
yes.
say two thumbs up for this change. 'Cause-
So let's see, because there are many brilliant students among juniors, and I'm 100% sure today they are going to do quite well in this quiz where we have 27 questions and
yeah.
30 seconds for each questions. It's going to be live. They should have quizzes app with them, and if they don't have quizzes app, directly they can Google join my quiz.
Yes. So all the students, they have the quizzes app that they would be given a code on to, and once they put in their code, they will get the questions and a time for those to answer those questions. Some very interesting set of questions, and ma'am would just quickly provide the code for the quizzes app. Okay. Mm,
Just give me a second. Meanwhile, you can interact with students.
sure. So At the same time, when I was talking about these animals, there was a thought that was coming into mind about the requirement of actually preserving an ecosystem and the wildlife around us, because a lot of these animals, sadly, are on the verge of extinction. And extinction means no trace of them would remain in the world for the coming generations. A lot of animals have actually gone extinct. And this is not just in one class of animals, just mammals. It is the same, sadly, with all the classes that I talked about. Mammals are definitely getting extinct. Just yesterday, day before yesterday, there were 380 blue whales which were found shored on the island, on a beach in Australia. And before that, there were hundreds of um, elephants that die suddenly in Mozambique. So we have a very, very important task ahead of us, that is preserving the wildlife and the ecosystem and nature, because that's where these animals live in. They don't live in buildings or houses, they live in nature. So we have to protect nature to allow these animals to flourish. We have to protect forest, and we so at the same time, when this is a problem on the land, because human activities are causing problems for the animals on the land, they are also causing problems for the animals in the sea. Pollution waste that seeps into the rivers and then goes on into the oceans, the plastic waste that goes into these seas ends up
Yasir,
inside the gill.
we are here with
Yes,
the
ma'am.
quiz code. Yes, 631576. This is the code 631576, and we can see that many students have already joined and they are still joining.
Lovely.
Yes.
So we very quickly begin our quiz, and I will try to read out the questions for you. Of course, you'll be getting the questions there, but I think it'll be good of me to read them out to you. Maybe I can go a little faster than normal, but I think
Yes,
you
because there
guys
are
will
27
not.
questions.
Yes, but I'm sure you'll catch up, isn't it? So
Yes, yes, if you can start the questions.
right. So if you all are ready, and I think people have also begun answering the questions, here comes the round of questions. So you have to tell me the first question: which of these animals depend on their environment for regulating their body temperature? A. Cold-blooded. B. Warm-blooded. C. Mammals and birds. D. Fish, amphibians, and reptiles. The second question is: these animals regulate their own body temperature. Their blood uses energy to maintain a constant temperature. What are these animals? A. Cold blooded animals. B. Warm blooded animals. C. Mammals and birds. D. Fish, amphibians, and reptiles. Okay. The third question is: which of these animals lay eggs? Right? A. Birds. B. Amphibians. C. Reptiles. D. Animals. And we have another option for you here: E. Fishes. The fourth question is: which animals has body hair and gives live birth? A. Birds. B. Amphibians. C. Reptiles. D. Mammals. Or E. Fishes. Again, you have to answer with the same options. The fifth question, which is about animals which uses gills in water and lungs on land. Okay. Are they birds, amphibians, reptiles, and mammals, or fishes? The sixth question is: which animals breathe with gills throughout their lives and are cold blooded? Birds, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, or fishes. And then you also have to answer about cold blooded animals. That is the seventh question: which breathe with lung, has dry skin covered in scales, and mostly lay eggs, with the same options: A, B, C, D, and E. Again, the eighth question is: you have to tell which are these animals, which class of these animals belong to: frogs, salamander, newts, and toads. I think I discussed this. The ninth question is about Again, a class of animals which includes dinosaur snakes, turtles, alligators. Which of these, which class are these animals included under? And then the 10th question, sand dollar, sea urchin, starfish. Which class are they included in? Are they Cineridian? Are they annelid? Are they mollusks, arthropod, or echinoderms? 11th question with the same option, jellyfish, hydra, coral sea, sea anemone. Okay, and I would request students, if you somehow are not able to answer anything or are not able to answer correctly, and you don't have any idea of where these animals actually remain and where these animals come from, which class they are included in, once the quiz is over, just go back, relax, dig it out, and then you'll know what lovely knowledge, what lovely uh, set of information you have bumped into. Anyways, I'll continue with the quiz. Um, Squids, snails, oysters, clams, mussels. What kind of animal class are they? Cneridians, Annelida, mollusk, arthropods, or echinoderms. And you have 13th is about lobsters, crabs, ladybugs, spiders, butterflies. Which class of animals? Options are the same. Earthworm and leeches, the 14th question. Which class of animals? Again, with the same options. 15 questions is about invertebrates with soft bodies. Some have one or two shells. Okay, same options. And then you have to tell about segmented worms. Segmented worms. What are they? Which class of animals are they included in? And you also have to tell about animals which have appendages joined. These appendages in the body that are joined. What are and they have three body segments and an outer shell, which is also called an exoskeleton. Okay, I think 18th question is pretty visible to all of you. There's a picture of an animal, and you have to tell whether it's a fish, a bird, a mammal, or a mollusk. 19th question is about, you have to tell in that what are those that true or false, and there are just two options, and the statement is invertebrates don't have internal skeletons made of bone. Whether it's true or false. Again, 20th question is, animals that have hair or fur are mammals, birds, fishes, reptiles. What are these animals? Mhm. We'll be moving on to 21st question, which is dragonflies, stink bugs, and ladybugs are which kind of animals? Are they insects, arthropods, animals, or all of these? The second question, the 22nd question is, excuse me, which classes of animals are endothermic? You know, endothermic. And endothermic are basically those animals which regulate their own body temperature. Mammals and birds, mammals and amphibians, birds and worms, reptiles and fishes. Okay. The 23rd question is, Porifera has following level of organization. A, cellular level, B, tissue level, C, organ level, or D, organ system level of organization. Well, this is a very scientific question that has come, but I think you'll enjoy answering all these questions. Some of these, of course, I have an idea that you might trip over, but in the long scheme of things, in the grand scheme of things, you'll definitely enjoy. I'm moving quickly to the 24th question. Body symmetry in case of coelentrates is radial, asymmetrical, bilateral symmetry, or it is none of these. And the 25th question is, does a fish breathe with lungs or gills? Okay, and there are two options, lungs or gills. 26th question is, name an invertebrate. Okay, And options are crabs and spiders or humans and amphibians. Okay, and with that, I'm moving to the final question of this quiz show, which is you have to tell which group of animals belongs to vertebrates. The options are A, amphibians, mammals, birds, fishes, and reptiles, or you can simply say you don't know, which is the second one. And with that, I think I read out all the questions. Quite excited to see how you have
Yes.
fared and how you have been doing.
We have to give
Okay.
them just few minutes, few more minutes.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, I can understand there are quite a lot of these questions which I myself don't have any knowledge of, and I would like to see how this brilliant young new
So
generation, which
this
seems
is
to
the
know
way they are
everything
responding. We
about
can see
everything, are doing. Okay, quite a lot of people have joined in. I think there are 14, oh, 16 good. Oh, uh,
25 people have joined, and
oh, lovely.
I
That's
think
quite a
Miraj
decent,
is leading.
decent. We'll see. We'll see. Let them finish. We'll let them finish. Uh, yeah, but every day it's all about learning, and every Saturday is all about learning something new in terms of the
And that too, learning with
world we
fun.
live in.
The children, they don't think that they are learning; they are playing. In fact,
Yes,
this is a game, quiz game, and they all
yes.
are playing.
That is the most interesting bit of it. Yes. So I keep discovering every time that my knowledge compared to this young generation is so little that I would never be up for a challenge if even given to be a participant in that quiz show. I'm better just as a part of a conductor of this quiz, but would never be a participant. And ma'am, the best part is that these young eager minds, they also have a tendency to also explore things on their own. So which is they know exactly where to fetch the answers from. So it's not about that they of course I feel that they sometimes lack when asking the right questions, but they know how to get an answer. They go for it.
So I think we should stop now because enough time we have given to them. It was 30 seconds each question, and there are
Mhm.
28 means 14 minutes. So we have given them 14 minutes. Now we are going to stop it and see that what is the result.
Right. We would see now what the results are. The results are in front
Yes.
of us.
So Muhammad Ali first, and Miraj second, and Taif third. And let's look at their score.
Mhm,
White, red,
mhm,
and gray we can see. So it means that the animal kingdom is not so easy. It seems that animal kingdom is little difficult for the friends. Now let's
mhm.
go to their performance, and let me see the performance of the animal kingdom where 25 students have tried, and you see this is the result.
Mhm.
Muhammad Ali has scored 89. Really good.
Muhammad Ali,
Yes.
brilliant, very nice. Oh, 89%. That's a
And Miraj
really high
Fatma
score.
85, Taif
Miraj has scored 5.
63, Samira Jamil 70, Mohammad
Uh-huh.
Faisal 52, and Shahla 52, Fabiha 48, and Arsalan 48, Anvi Batta 41, Aisha Fatima 41, not bad. And then Aditya Sharma 33, Aditya 37, Nikhil 33, Umar 33. So congratulations Muhammad Ali, Miraj, Taif, Samira, and Faisal. You all have done
Yeah.
very well.
Can we call them up? Can we call them up
Yes, yes, we will call them up here,
yes.
and so that we can discuss and then we can ask that
Mhm.
how was the quiz for them. May I request all the students to kindly join us here, switch on your camera, and then please come and join us with us so that we can have the discussion on the quiz. All those who are with us,
Yes.
please So please start your video and then join with us. We can see Muhammad Ali is here.
Hmm.
Yes, Muhammad Ali. Yes, tell me, how was it?
Muhammad Ali, you did very well. You seem to know a lot about animals. Isn't so?
Seems that Muhammad Ali's connection is disturbed. We are not able to hear.
Okay,
Muhammad Ali,
that is it.
check your mic, please.
We can call the next winner, which who was? I think she was Miraj, wasn't it?
Miraj Fatima was the next. So
Miraj, are
all
you
those,
here? Okay.
we have Miraj, we have Faisal, we have other students as well. Please join us and then let's know how was it today.
Yeah.
Abdul Hadi is with us.
Come on, guys, show yourself. Come up, come up. Don't be shy.
Yes, Miraj Fatima, tell me, how was it?
Mm-hmm. They're writing something in the chat.
Good evening, all. Yeah, it was really nice. It was really kind of tough, and yeah, it was really nice. It was 27 questions. Yeah, the more the question is, the more the fun is. I really like it.
Ah, that's
Okay.
good to know. Lot more
So,
questions, more fun. Very good.
This is only the fun.
okay, now
Glad you're
Faisal,
having
tell
it
me
for the
how was
fun. I
it?
thought you were just having it for information. No, 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 no. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Yes, Faisal, how was it?
You're still muted. Faisal, you're still
Ma'am.
muted.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Yes, Faisal.
Ma'am, the questions was very tough.
Were they? This time we tricked you guys,
Did
didn't
you,
we? We just thought,
did
oh,
you
every
enjoy?
time they're coming up with 100% scores, what to do this time? So ma'am said, let's go big this time, and we'll see how we'll make it more challenging. That's the fun, if it's not a bit challenging, that's not the fun. So now you're losing here, you're losing
Okay,
there,
not
but you're winning
one
here,
thing.
you're winning
What,
there.
what are you going to do for the lost marks? The marks you have lost, what are you going to do for that?
Ma'am, I will practice more and more your quiz.
Okay, so
Why don't
that's
you just
really very
simply say
positive.
that you are going to search for it? If you have lost it, you are going to search for it. Okay. And that involves looking up what you haven't, isn't it? When you lose something, you go and search for it.
Yes.
Right. Hmm.
Samira is with us. Yes, Samira, please join us. Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
We are
That's
good.
great.
How was
That's
it?
great.
Ma'am, it was really not very easy, but it was fun. A
Okay,
little,
so
but
That's what the challenge is, just to pop you with terms and to
yes.
throw you with some information that might not be there with you. And then you can go out and explore that. And then next time when we come again, you know those terms, you know what we were talking about.
yes, sir.
Yes, I
Good.
really want to listen from Muhammad Ali. Yes, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
did you manage? आप बताइए आपने इतने मार्क्स कैसे लिए कैसे आपने मैनेज किया इतना अच्छा परफॉर्म करना
Muhammad Ali, an applause for you.
हिंदी में बोलो.
आप बोलो मोहम्मद अली हिंदी में ही बोलो बोलो कैसे इतने मार्क्स आए
मैम हम अपने आपकी से सब चीज पूछते हैं एनिमल के बारे में.
अच्छा एनिमल के बारे में सब पूछते रहते हैं किससे पूछते हैं अच्छा अच्छा आप कहाँ से अभी बात कर रहे हैं मोहम्मद अली आप कौन सी जगह पे हैं इस वक्त
मुजफ्फरपुर बिहार.
अच्छा आप मुजफ्फरपुर बिहार से हैं इसीलिए थोड़ा सा नेटवर्क इशू लग रहा है खैर कोई बात नहीं है तो ये बताइए आप फातिमा मेमोरियल स्कूल के स्टूडेंट हैं क्या
नो मैम.
कौन से स्कूल से आप हैं चलिए बहुत बहुत आपको मुबारक हो, आपने बहुत अच्छा किया है. Keep it up and every week now you play and try to maintain your position. Thank you
Yes,
very much,
Mohammed
Mohammed
Ali. I'm
Ali.
very impressed with your performance. I'm very impressed
Yeah.
with your performance. Very good. Keep it up. You have to come here every week now. Okay.
Okay, so now let's take this quiz as a homework to all those who want to practice it. So we are going to assign this quiz for you as home assignment so that you can play again and again, and then you can enhance your knowledge about animals. So
Yeah.
here we go. This is your assignment code, and it will remain valid till 2nd of October. Till 2nd October, you can play whenever you like, whenever you find time. So this is the code. Please write down this code and enter this code to play the quiz. I'm going
Yeah.
to share in the chat box as well.
Yeah.
हाँ जी अली बोलिए. Are you saying something? अभी खेलेंगे आप? Very good, wonderful. Thank you very much अली.
Very
कौन सी
good.
क्लास में
Yeah.
हैं आप? हाँ कौन सी क्लास में हैं? Fourth में हैं आप? That's really great. Okay, then thank you very much, Ali. Nice meeting you and congratulations once again. Thank you, Yasir. Thank you, all
Thank
the
you, ma'am.
participants. Very well done. Keep it up and see you next week.
Brilliant. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the children for participating. Yes. See you next week, inshallah, with lots of fun and something new.
Take care and bye bye.